know if I can use that camera or not. But it matters that much. Nice to have. Looks like you changed that query string a little bit, that mutation for the Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, I think I copied it from like the GitHub. And I'm not sure when it changed from Pokemon Unum to string, and that might, I use a lot of ChatGPT, obviously.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I didn't realize that it changed. So I'll need to tell everyone if they, I guess, haven't done it. If they never get the same issue, but,
It's a good example of an API breaking.
yeah.
We
Well,
talked
it's
about that.
like we're basically with the URL that I think I copied his, it was giving me a 404, which just means it's not found. So like it was making a request to the Netflix to make this, or yeah,
The server down or.
yeah. Yeah, so 404 normally means like maybe there is a server, but like the wrong route or something. Like you're saying like to localhost 5000 / dog, but it was actually / kid was the route that it knew about. And so it was so 404. It's like I caught a request, but I didn't know what it was. And so I just sent it back. And then after I changed it to the one that you had, which looked like the right one, because I went to the API that I think he had, and then in their example, they had a different URL. So I copied that one, which looked like the one that you also had. And then after I hit play again, then it gave me like another error that was not a 404. So like I knew it was
It was only getting 400 and I didn't know what it was doing and it wouldn't. I couldn't print whatever it was responding with. All I got was 400. I was dying.
Yeah, so so this is using something that we're not going to learn in this course called GraphQL. But you can, it seems like you kind of figured it out maybe, because like the sprite species color num, like those were different than what was in our homework. But if you go to he has ID, number, name, attack. It's like this is specifying like what data, like what fields that you want to come back. And so like if you don't specify something in this string, then it won't return it in the response. And that's like GraphQL's thing. Not something that we're gonna need to know. How's it going?
How's it going?
I'm gonna
I
do-
figured you send JSON to it and then it sends back what you requested, sort of.
Yeah,
It's my-
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just like a weird, normally a lot of GraphQL stuff, you won't use like a regular fetch. You'll have like a special library on the front end that will help you like make those requests. But that's all pretty outside of this class. I forgot that was in there.
I think when I watched through it, I was like, oh, I need to tell them about that, and I never did.
What is this thing?
This is a huge eraser.
You know,
What was that?
Andy told me that that's a laptop cooling pad, like so you can set your laptop on it, air. Yeah.
Is it Ann? Ann or Ann? Annie.
Tree. Time is it? Oh, and it's almost 10, it's on 3.
Yeah, it's okay, I get it. To me, this has been really been a good journey and I'm involved in it, and I feel like we're on a trip.
Yeah.
Okay, there.
It's a journey. It's just weird.
Well, it's like I did the HTML and CSS, started learning the Java vanilla on one PC, and then I graduated
Oh, I see.
from the this one. So I'm always, I don't know, it doesn't seem like that.
Well, I mean, like, you could do it on anything, basically, but
This is like my retire, like,
it feels good, it feels good to have new stuff, like.
it does. And I've got something that's gonna last me 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
I've been able to get quite a few years. That one was, oh, I thought that about 3 years old and 5 grades, he started to get back with it, so here I am at night trying to work with, I don't like the light over my head.
It's easy to see.
Yeah, you can set it up with different stuff, and like it rotates, yeah, all three involved.
I'm a big fan of all red, it's like, cause you know, it's sort of what they use in the dark, of like,
Like you're kind of like Minecraft,
blue light is bad for you.
right,
I don't,
which is what we love and live in, I've lived in for like 4 years. I don't-
yeah.
No problems getting in.
So don't. Gotta go exploring.
Just a little bit.
I just want to wait for something, 1, 2 hours to sleep right now, but I would think one time something about. That have copies.
That's not the coffee, is it? Is there-
Coffee there. It's coffee that will give me the. Double wing.
What'd you get?
See, this is what I'm supposed to.
whatever.
McDonald's?
Put flies in here for trout.
Those are good.
Yeah.
It's a trout.
They're like chocolate milk, but they're good.
Oh.
I like
But it- it'll lift it up, if I was
It's hard to find good chocolate milk, so like,
that block.
it's not bad.
That's
Yeah,
what-
I make it myself, it's never right, like,
It's like that, but more,
it's either, it doesn't taste like anything.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but it seems like it's ergonomic to have.
I don't know, it was, but it's not hot, it hasn't been getting hot with COVID, so I think if I'm gaming.
Wait till you get Docker going.
What, oh, and what's up with Mongo?
Mongo is just a database.
And I found in our curriculum a sheet to read me that said Mongo, or download Mongo, be ready to go.
We will do Mongo next module, yeah, after React.
Okay, that's what I kind of thought about, wait a minute.
And don't start getting too ahead. Um,
Yeah, good job, there you go. Anybody else trying to come in?
No.
Oh, okay. You just read.
I'm gonna try. Oh, we got 4 on here now.
That's right.
Be nice.
Yeah. I used all that.
That's crazy.
It,
Yeah, I just want to mess with like literally we're in a library for the text really hard. I am lower. Is that what you part of it, yes. Yes. Showing my part of it, that's it.
you guys see what you did.
Around,
Oh,
and all the text.
Oh, we put tilt on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you said weather card, and that was the first thing I thought of, and I was like, that sounds really stupid. I'm absolutely going to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and also just as a attachment not much right now, like right now the background is blue, only if it's sunny and then it's gray.
Great day.
Thank you. Trying stuff, seeing what sticks.
Nice.
Yeah, no, this is really good, you can be hard on it, you can do that.
Yeah, there's a gradient. I just copied it from him until
Mhm.
I changed the.
Everyone did the tilt.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to, right?
Right, it's one of
But
our
that was
first
what really is
ones.
about, that like, these libraries are awesome, and like components and stuff, 'cause literally, I was telling him, I put tilt on there. I put tilt around my card, and I was done, that was all I had to do, and I was just like, what? Okay,
Yeah,
this is pretty sick.
that's why React is like the best, because there's such a huge ecosystem of cool things that are just plug in and it'll work.
Yeah, no, I am all for it, I still gotta get like some of this logic stuff down, that's the thing, is since I was spending so much time making this look nice, I didn't mess as much with the code as I should have, so.
Well, that's what today's for.
And I did the opposite. I got to my card stopping point, had a
That
basic
looks good. That
card.
looks like Apple's.
Hourly forecasted.
Ooh.
See?
I highlighted the lows, the low hours in blue, the high hours in red.
Yeah, right on.
It's got collapsible too.
Yeah.
That's big.
I like
Oh.
that. I like that.
Package JSON. I was,
Mine's very basic.
I like it.
It's got the.
Tilt,
I did the
yeah,
tilt.
yeah, it's utilitarian.
And then got like a thing that pops up for like a location. I chose this because anything below 80 will be blue for a high. And then it'll.
You know how-
I haven't fixed it for thing, but it's what
It's
he's
like,
saying.
well, I guess, yeah.
Changes, I can change the look.
You did about it.
That's cool.
my last thing is having trouble driving around in
Yeah, like a background thing for that.
React to make sure I'm in the right file. So if my file's open in Visual
Yeah, I was
Code,
gonna say,
it should be.
I didn't.
You know, I wanted to do that too, but I just didn't have time to get it working, like I went.
So this is where I was getting my
Like a
key
yellow
from.
here, like, for
So
some
I
reason.
need to add the
Listen to
key
the
for
background
the
image,
author
it was-
and the
it's
items.
on the copy, so it's really the whole thing. And
Well,
then
you
the
shouldn't
video
even
would only
mess
like,
around in this
you did
folder,
margins,
this file
and
too
down
much,
here,
really.
and I couldn't.
I didn't
no,
know
no,
it
so,
either.
like,
I
Did you run?
Yeah, and then the background, I want to do it. too, like,
Is this
the
built off
background
of the
image.
Create React app?
So this is just the background color.
Should be.
Yeah, after you,
Yeah, let's.
if you wanted, you could just
it's
make a
essentially
new
the
app
same thing,
and
but
it'll
you're
build a
looking at
package
actually, like,
JSON and
stuff,
then
it's easy to
pull all your files over.
Well, I'll tell you, I started this and then I went and spent a couple of hours with React and went through tutorial and so I hear what you're saying. Just don't worry about
Yeah, I
it.
kind of figured
Jump.
out. Okay.
Yeah, like all the configuration stuff, we're trying to
Take this as it is.
push that to the side as much as possible, so we
Did
can
you
just
put
learn
settings at all?
about the core concepts.
That, yeah, so I don't, after I hit my shopping, okay, let me go learn React
Do
and
this
do
and
that.
like
and
shoot
that's
really
what I
close
was-
after that.
Okay, I got, and I was able to finally get it to create.
I also.
with
had to get rid of
NPM.
The scroll. bar.
That was sort of a problem with
It
my,
was doing this
you know,
thing for
create
this,
with
it was just
NPM, so
For some reason.
just kept pushing.
And
till I
so,
got
you
it.
know what, for right now, it's fine. We
Sweet.
can Scroll up that. Should be okay.
Did I fix?
NPX.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it.
Is that what-
Yeah, hey, yeah, that's what we wanna dive
That was
everybody
the
in.
flex.
NPM is for a different, it's not for React. NPM.
So neither of them are really React. Like React is like its own library. and Those are package managers. NPM is node package manager and React is a package. So like React lives inside of NPM, right?
Yeah.
And so all NPM is doing is installing that from the web down to your,
Initializing the files.
well,
Or initializing
you're
the-
also, the create React app is another package, and that is the package that is initializing the files. NPM itself just
Okay.
runs commands.
Yeah, I saw, yeah, I was practicing.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take, yeah.
Okay. So I saw some of you guys' example, that was cool. Do you want to show them on the call if you want? Anybody want to jump on the Zoom and share their screen? Or does anyone on the call want to show theirs? Let me,
I'll jump on.
Go to Slack, that's right. Boing.
Oh,
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the past,
Testing.
getting deja vu over here.
Okay, so I have my components here. So this is just copying that folder that we had made during the last class. For the weather component, let me zoom out. I don't know if you guys can, it's kind of, let's see. So the first thing that I did was I added this second input to change the day. So we have this input where the value is days, and we have our use state up here. So use state, it defaults to 1 initially. And then set days. And so it will set the days to the target value. I don't have any regex or anything on here, but you can only do up to 3 days for some reason. So you'd probably add like a regex where you'd have like a character set 0 through 3, and then in curly brackets do like 1 to
Right.
specify that. So then the days obviously just gets passed into the URL here.
I
A
normally
little
just
bit.
Go to the website and have it tell me what the regex I need is.
I found ChatGPT is great for that
ChatGPT
too.
is
You just
very
say like, hey,
helpful.
make this. Like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Those websites probably are outdated now.
Yeah, before ChatGPT, I was like starting to learn it, and then like ChatGPT came out. It's like I just because there's like so much to learn with regex.
Huh.
So another thing I wanted to do, so our day card, I wanted to pass in the location name. So in here, when we're destructuring and we're grabbing the forecast array from our response, I also wanted to grab the location. So then we have another use state location. It's set to null. I guess it could be set to empty string. It doesn't matter.
Is the location going to be a string?
The location would be a string, yeah.
You can do it either way. If it's not like an input value, then it's okay to set it to null. But if it's going to be like used like how your days are used, then you want it to default to the same type.
Got it.
But if it's just gonna be like displayed or not displayed, then it can be null.
Got it. So yeah, location. And then, so I'm setting the location to be that location that I pulled out from the response. And I'm passing that to my day card here, which yeah, and then it's pulling in the location and then the name from the location. And then day card. And then I just have it wrapped in that tilt, that use effect. And it's centered. So whenever if I was to do like Beverly Hills. And then,
That's awesome.
and then change it. It only goes up to 3 days and then,
Sweet.
Yeah.
so yeah. And then Dom over here is an overachiever.
I did less than you. I just made it look. You're looking. Yeah, for sure.
Really
So
cool.
this-
Yeah, right on. All right, I guess, should I show mine?
Yeah.
I mean,
If
I-
you wanna flip your mic.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually don't have my, oh, I do.
Let's see, blah, 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 share my screen.
Alert from calendar.
How the heck do I share my whole screen on this thing? I never use this. Oh, just screen. There it is. I think, yeah. All right. Okay, do we got it there? Yeah, okay. So mine is pretty basic overall. I just made it look dumb. So so mine is just, you know, it's got the zip code thing here. It's got the space background, all that fun stuff. You can put one in, hit enter, it'll pop it up. If it is cloudy, basically if it's anything other than sunny, the background's gonna be gray, just because I wanted to see if I could do that. And then, you know, sunny is blue. And then we've got the tilt on here. And then there's just little things.
To change the background.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I just went to the body, I believe, and set it as a background image. One moment here. Losing my mind. There we go. So yeah, so it's just background image is this. I wanted to like make it spin and whatnot. I was running into an issue that I'm sure I can figure out a fix for, but it was telling me like it couldn't use a relative path because we're using a server. And I just couldn't make it work even when I tried not to do that. So I just went with the background image. And there was like a hacky way to make it spin. But anyway, my CSS is really the most stuff that I messed with. So, you know, we've got the background, it's centered, it fills the whole thing. So that way, like if you scroll, then it stays in place and the cards just move. And then it's all in a flex container. So it will do that when need be.
And you have a high and low on the bottom too.
Oh yeah, I guess I should mention that. Yeah, I added the low and then I put these here as stats. So
I
for
like
this,
that.
yeah, for this, I had to make the, I just edited the card for the high and low because those are static anyway. So I just edited the picture, but I do like when you zoom in because of it. This is a way higher resolution, which is nice. But yeah, and then it's got Yu-Gi-Oh fonts as well
Does
that I
it use
downloaded.
different cards? Like that one says water.
No, so these are,
Oh,
I did want to change that. So I thought about like changing this symbol here. So like if it was raining, it'd be water. If it was sunny, it'd be fire, whatever. I didn't get around to it, but I absolutely could do it.
Okay.
Now you fail.
Is that so? Yeah. You didn't do the little Yu-Gi-Oh.
From the condition to change the background color of the art.
It's just like an inline thing. Let me see. And so yeah, so it's just if the condition equals sunny, because that's what we get when we deconstruct it from the types, because it just says like sunny, rainy, whatever. Then the background color will be set to the like, I think it's gray by default. Or no, sorry, it's set to blue here, and then it just doesn't do anything. So this will make it blue if it's sunny, otherwise it stays gray, and it's just a ternary operator. Oh,
Not triple equals.
I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm still not used to it, but there.
It'll work, but always use triple.
Will it
Gotcha.
work any different than what he demonstrated?
Yeah, so what is the reason for always using triple equals
So if
now?
you say 1 equals string of 1,
Mhm.
that would be true with double equals.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it makes sure the type is the exact same. That's right, because yeah, it is strict equals. Okay.
It's just so you never have to like, oh shit, like this is a stupid bug that I ran into because they used double equals, not triple equals, and like these are accidentally true when they really shouldn't be because they're different types. So I
Gotcha.
think there's other scenarios, but it's just like triple equals is just always safe bet.
Okay, yeah, I gotta get in the habit of it, because when I was in college, they were like triple equals is for these specific scenarios, otherwise use double equals.
Yeah.
And so that's what my brain is wired to do, but I guess screw that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, that's basically all I've got going on. Aside from that, this is just like our default homework with a couple things added just to make my stuff work.
Cool.
So can we go back to this real quick? Can you go back to the your card real quick?
Yeah, here, I'm gonna stop sharing, but I will do it just for you.
Well, I was gonna ask. for you.
Anybody on the call wanna?
Oh,
Anyone on the call want to show theirs? No brave souls?
I was gonna see.
Do you, any of you guys want to show yours? No? You show yours? Jump on that call.
Like I did the tilt thing too, but yeah, I don't know.
I think he did with the air.
You did it.
Or like you're just trying to serious or instead of just a plain.
This is good.
Yeah.
Find it.
See. Jamie's. Got like
Sorry.
collapsible.
You should show yours off too, man, that's really good.
Desktop.
It's awesome.
Logging right now.
Absolutely gonna pressure him.
I'm trying to show mine.
He's logging in.
This is, I'm trying to show mine.
Oh,
Hold on.
you're showing hers right now.
Sorry, I'll do mine really fast.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, you can just type your zip code in. And then it'll take you blue like everyone else's. And I did the tilt. Yeah, exciting. That's mine.
Really cool.
Thanks.
Gonna show anything inside your code?
Not really. I don't have it open right now. That's it.
Well, looks really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's close this. Stop. I don't know.
So I don't know if anyone could hear any of that on the call, but it doesn't matter that much. right. I'm gonna share my screen back out. Sweet, did anyone have any issues in the homework outside of that project? I think, let's see. Yeah, so whatever, I don't know if you guys did this Pokemon one, whatever he had like a URL in his thing and that URL is broken. So there, I went to there, I clicked, if you just click a URL to like a server, it can like, it's a web page in the browser. And so I went to that and then it pulled me to their docs and then I followed their documentation and it had whatever URL they suggest you use, then I just replaced it with that one. But I can send out what that looks like, but there's something in here that we didn't really talk about, which sorry for that, I forgot to give you a heads up. But so this is the new URL, this GraphQL Pokemon Fabware.tech, whatever. GraphQL is like, think about it like we normally make a post to an endpoint and the endpoint just says, hey, I've got a request that came in, I do something and I spit something out, but it has no idea what data is coming in or going out. GraphQL is like, I want to tell it exactly what the JSON of the data coming in and going out looks like. And so that's what this is, which we're not going to care about this in this whole course, but it just, this is basically saying like, I want to make a request to this endpoint, but I want you to give me exactly these fields coming back on the object in the data. And so it's just like a little magic box for now, but you don't have to do that. You could just make a request to any endpoint. It's just that the Pokemon endpoint that he used expects you to call it in the same format of the GraphQL mutation or query. So don't worry about that for now, but if you just want to copy it and it works, then that's fine for now. Sweet, okay. Moving on from that, we have our instructions for today. I linked this file inside of the repo and the curriculum repository. I also sent just this list in a thing in Slack. But basically this is all the instructions here. You're just going to have a nav bar. Make it look however you want. There should be a button on the top right that basically will open like a cart section. And then there's just going to be a bunch of menu item cards at the bottom. And so you can just click it, add it to the state that has all of your cart in it. So every time you click a button, it should update the state for all of your cart. And then whenever you click the button in the nav bar, it'll show your cart. And then there will be a form that'll say like, I want the user's name, first name, last name, their email, and like a card number or something. We're not going to do anything with it. So, you know, you would normally just have a raw card number input field, but so this is going to kind of, we're going to map through data. We're going to handle a form. We're going to toggle Boolean stuff. So it's just kind of reiterating and flexing all those muscles. So it's really familiar. Okay.
So does the nav bar, does it have like a phone, like a video in the card?
Yeah. So we're going to learn next week this library called React Router, and it's pretty standard to go with React. Currently, we only have one page. And so obviously you would never see like, bam, there's a cart in the middle of my menu items. So this is just so that we can build it in one page. Next week, we'll learn how to make like a cart page and a menu items page and like a contact page in React. And so there's a library that handles all of that for you. But so for now, I just kind of wrote this so that it all can live in the same single page.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you're just gonna like hide and show this based on state. Sweet. Let me know if you have any questions. I tried to have ChatGPT help me write this and I was struggling. I'm not very good with it.
Well, here's the thing, I will tell you the honest truth, ChatGPT does not have the sophistication, I don't believe, to customize the thousands of plugins they have. So
the new version does though.
Yeah.
I've heard very good things. I've been told to.
you can write vanilla, but once you start plugging in a whole bunch of variables, y'all are plugins, then I have found ChatGPT to be a pain in the butt.
We had a little, at work, we had a little hackathon yesterday that we're presenting next week, but they were like, solve some problem using AI. And so they gave us like all like ChatGPT AI keys, only 3.5 though, but I'll spin up my work stuff and I'll show you, but we're like sending a bunch of data to ChatGPT and asked it to like make a suggestion on what the data should look like based on this context. That's pretty cool. That's pretty much like the most exposure I've had to outside of like write this markdown for me.
When it works, it's sick. The only thing is when it doesn't work, if you don't already know what's going on, like I've said this a lot, it can really screw you over. Like,
Yeah.
I had one thing where it was like, I'm like, why is this doing this? And I was like, well, this is doing this because this is a synchronous function, blah, blah, blah. Like, isn't it async? Oh, yeah, sorry, I lied to you. Yeah, asynchronous, and this is what it's doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Siri.
And like, if I didn't know that, I would have just listened to it and been stuck for a while.
Dude, I feel like all the time, like it should have context, right? Like you say something and I'm like, hey, now write it again, but do this. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, what happened? You used to know like all of our messages.
Yeah, I don't know.
It does vanilla, but like I said, really, because I put React and some other things that I wanted, it's still, it's like, oh, gee. Put my name down there. For all of it. And I tried it.
I think I still have the history. Let me see.
Let's see.
Might have deleted it, but
Mhm.
oh yeah, I said the distance between. Oh, I said, can you tell me the distance between these two things? And then it said the distance, and I said, can you tell me what business landmarks and buildings are around it? And it said what coordinates? And I was like, what are you talking about? We just talked about it. Like,
He's getting old.
and so then,
Where they're putting a drop in, which I kind of picked up on that too, where you've asked the question, if you have continuity, but it does, I had it forget on me
Yeah.
on last
we
time.
were trying to figure out,
Why does it say 10 messages?
I don't know, you guys don't have that? It always says that for me,
Everyone.
but it should resets like every day. Like if I just,
You think it-
no, this is just my,
That's yours?
no, we were hitting the API. Like
Oh, gotcha.
we were hitting the ChatGPT server
Let me see.
or the OpenAI server.
Yeah, yeah.
We weren't using this GUI, but yeah, I don't know. It's always said that. And then I'll type some and it'll go away, and then the next day it'll say 10 again.
Is that GPT-3 or GPT? It should say at the very. I guess.
Back
I don't know.
3.5 turbo, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine doesn't look like that.
I think
Really?
there stands a chance for ChatGPT to get it worse, the more it learns. Because it's gonna be confused.
Yeah. How do I? Oh shit, not that.
Okay, so I got this now, when it says here to install ULID package, so just go to Vision. That would be.
Sorry.
Source control. Oh, here we go.
Is anybody looking at it up here? Can I move this away?
I've got a whole thing.
I don't have it pulled up.
Do you know how to? I sent a link to this file in Slack. If you want,
All right.
yeah.
Got it. As long as I can open it up. So I'm here. So here?
Yeah.
All right, so then I was in here. And I'm. Okay, yes.
Yep, there's.
All right.
Yeah, so GitHub automatically, if there's a readme.md, it'll just automatically just.
So it looks like that.
Right.
Scotch blue.
Yeah, so this is why we do them in Markdown, is that GitHub, like this is like raw Markdown, but GitHub takes it and like actually shows what it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
And so like all of these basically signify like this should be a bullet, and like that signifies it should be like a header.
Okay.
And so then GitHub takes that and displays it as a header, as a bullet, actually, right?
Yeah. Headers and bullets.
Yeah. I don't really know how to do much more than that, but you can put like tables and stuff in Markdown too.
I'm trying to get out of those from HTML. I'm not up here unless it's part of the deal.
I'm gonna pull the screen off if you wanna,
Oh, yeah.
okay. We pause.
Yeah.
Sure. Everybody on the call, good to go?
Yes.
Have you heard anything?
So it's getting cold.
Yep.
It's only 35.
For you, I really would recommend that you like open the console up and then like just in the day 4 folder. And so, or the terminal,
Oh, yeah.
they get rid of your bar at the top
I
line.
don't know, I don't know what happened.
It must be a Windows 11 thing.
Well, it was there, I mean, I was.
You hit alt, just hit alt and go.
Oh. Oh,
Oh, there it is.
well, I've got go
So yeah, terminal.
is under go.
This is terminal.
Okay.
Where that doesn't just do it. Just click that.
Oh, and then I'm,
For copy shop.
yeah, it is
Copy
projects.
shop worker.
Well, the projects has my original coffee shop. Yeah, separate. Oh, it's not under projects.
Projects doesn't exist, so it might be like a flash drive or something, so just do the same thing and put it under copy shop.
So go to coffee shop.
At the top left, hit the 3 bars, and then select terminal. And then select copy shop work
Starting directory.
right here. Up one. You can close that.
So this is pretty much what we did. So like, we've got these like tickets, and then you can like add a line item, and it has some fields on this object, right? And so you can hit like suggest line items, and so like, this is like
Dash.
making a request to their API to like with a CSV of all of our past line items to like make suggestions. And so then it says like it created this reason, and said like previous tickets for Oxy at North Cowden have been for hydrovac for multiple days. So like it read the data and like it said, hey, here's why I picked it. And it's 75% confident that that's like a match for the data. And then so you can like create a line item based on that, and then like has a little added with AI.
So is that creating like that's creating like a word or something? It's like.
Yeah, basically.
I'm working on the senior partnership, there's workers and stuff, that's awesome that I could, so what is that, just
So you
try to grab test data, or is it like what's?
So we're feeding it like, so we have like an organization, right? Like you're working in, so like we have each customer that works, that uses our software. They have like one tenant, like organization, right? And so like all of their data is kind of contained. And so this is like, we just took their data and sent it to it in a CSV, but ideally we would like per tenant but we just, we built it in a day, so it's kind of hard coded, but ideally we would be able to like, there's some things that you can do in their API, like fine tuning stuff where you can like tell it exactly what the structure of your data is and like also upload files and we'll store them and understand them for you. And so I think maybe someday we could just send it a CSV every day of that tenant's data and then not need to send the whole data every request because it already knows the data, right?
Got it.
That would shorten, because this takes like 5 seconds for it to like process all of the data every time.
But
And
what's the purpose of it suggesting like a line item? Like, what-
Uh, just to save them time, but it's not really saving them time because it takes 5 seconds. But the other thing we wanted to do that was going to be really hard is that we have like, it's for like truck drivers basically, right? And so like there's people in the field that are working jobs. And then if you wanted them to like a new job came up and you wanted to know who you should assign to it, right now it's like the dispatcher's intuition to like, I've been doing this 20 years, I know who's where and who can take it, right? And so like hopefully like you could write a really complicated algorithm to like take everyone's exact location and here's all the jobs that they have and stuff. But it's like who's closest, what's their workload, like have they been there, do they know how to do that stuff? And so you could just feed it like, here's the data, tell me who should work it, so that one was the other idea, but it's like, so basically it's like, here's our list of drivers, and it's like at the top, it would be like, here's the suggested one, and you could click that one, or you could just assign whoever.
I actually worked for a trucking company the last 7 years.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's basically what we do, is write logistics software for the oil industry, like trucking.
Oh, nice. I was crude, they all crude oil.
Yeah, we haul like wastewater mainly, but we're trying to expand our software to encompass more workflows and types of work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Small, well, I guess we're not.
Yeah, there's a lot of that around here. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know Python, but this is basically,
You know how.
I didn't write this. Our project manager, like, I think he honestly had ChatGPT write the thing to do it, but it's using this package from OpenAI that you like give it your OpenAI key, and then he wrote like, we'll learn about this stuff, but he like wrote the routes that we're gonna hit. And it's like whenever you make a post, then it calls its get suggestions method that's called generate prompt, which is here. And it's like, this is basically the prompt that we send to, like, it's just like we're typing in to whatever, but it's like it types out this prompt and tell it to give us back JSON with these keys. Yeah, and then it figures out what to do with it.
Use a unique ID. So. Okay,
It's about to pop up a web browser.
so I wonder if it would ever try to, because you're feeding in the data.
Yeah.
If it would ever duplicate. Spin back out.
Check your other.
Well, so maybe, I don't know. I probably should have said use a new random ULID. So that it would know, like, don't, a ULID is like just a,
So you're pulling it, so would you pull in that data and push it back out? Like, whatever the data is.
yeah, so whatever it returns, I just spit out as like the request for response.
This.
Break out. And then, yeah, so then all of that, or like doing, you guys did like the read from a file last module, right? So we're basically doing that. We just have a hard coded CSV of the data, which we were trying to fit it under the amount of tokens that we could fit on the 3.5 whatever plan that we were on. And so it's like 15 cents every request. So it's not exactly cheap. Yeah. It's not great, but hopefully someday we wouldn't need to send all of the data every time. That's kind of what the optimization is, that it could be split second if it already had the data.
Yeah.
Because right now we're sending it like, we tried to squeeze the data as close to the edge of the amount of tokens that we could send it, because there's 67 records coming through or whatever. What is this, 62 records? Yeah. So we're using all of the tokens. And then he wrote like a Python script that basically would say like, hey, I've got this prompt and tell me how many tokens it would cost to run this prompt using like OpenAI's software first before we actually make the prompt request. So we can know like, hey, is this gonna be too many tokens, or how much is it gonna cost to run this? It's pretty sweet. I don't know Python. I barely understand, like, I get what it's doing, but I don't know the syntax and stuff.
It'd be crazy to see, like, they teach, they teach C++, Java, JavaScript, they tell you how to like deal with Linux, there's a bajillion languages. They don't even cover Python anywhere, it's not a thing at all, it's like, that's pretty widespread, it's used a lot.
Yeah.
But I guess they're just like, no.
Hopefully it just pops up your window.
Yeah, my friend took
So now you can.
coding for non-majors at OU, I think, and they taught him some nonsense, and he was working in, I don't know, has anyone taken that course? Coding for non-majors at OU? He had to use this like he couldn't use VS Code. He had to use like this weird little text editor that like had to like log into their system and stuff to write their code, and he couldn't like, he had to like recompile it every time to like see if it worked or not. Like, I don't know why they're teaching languages like that. Like, it's like, I guess just here's where it came from, here's the theory and stuff, but it's crazy.
We never used anything like, like React, whatever I was called, like I said, so if
Yeah.
I was doing like HTML, I had to just constantly refresh it and save my stuff, and then I'd forget to refresh, and I'd be like, why isn't this working? Well, I didn't do this.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing.
Anyways, I'm sorry, I'll leave you guys alone.
I'm learning stuff. All that matters, right?
Well, you learn the right stuff.
You teaching the wrong stuff right now?
Yeah, as the last time I said, I'm competing against nonsense the whole time.
Yeah.
No, none of you know.
Just see if we'll catch it. That's the real test. This whole thing is just a request.
Waiting to edit source, so. It's loading.
In your VS Code, there's no loading, it's done, in VS Code though. You'll have a app.js file, and that's what's rendering that page.
All right, so. In my copy.
Read the note that was on that page real quick, and it'll kind of explain what it was saying. Yeah, so it says edit
Source app.
source / app.js to save and reload. So it's just like default, every Create React app starts like this. And so this is just like a GIF that's spinning.
So you're working, there's my settings, and I haven't created the file, so right click on it.
You'll use create. Wait, which file? You just create a copy shop, so the file's already been created, that's what the Create React app does. So open that up. Then go into source,
Okay.
and then app.js there.
Hello.
That's the JS. And then go down out here, so you can see, and then you've got this image.
Oh, what I do?
You're good. So you've got, so this is the code that is displaying that start page. And so this comes by default. You've got this image with the logo, and that's the React logo that's spinning, and it says edit sort app.js. So like this is the exact code that matches to. Yep. And so everything will change will be in this file. Yep.
All right, so I got over that hump. I'm glad I looked you up and tried to do more with React. It's got me.
Yep.
Walk through the creation part, which is the important part.
I started yesterday, but. Yeah, they're not, I'm trying to figure out. So this. set all the values. So like it's here. So the you see first. First. One change.
People the value.
So technically,